because Fuck You, That's Why is a founding member of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hey man, it's episode 234 of BFYTW, and Augie's not here, so you know what that means.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. The Aaron and Stevie show.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I made up a jingle on the spot.
I liked it. That was good. I might have to clip that later. But then every time Augie's not here, we'll play that.
It's the Aaron and Stevie show.
Oh, man.
And it's our 5-year anniversary.
Crazy, right? I can't believe 5 years.
Yeah.
Today, Thursday, the day this comes out, 5 years.
And it feels wrong to do a 5-year anniversary show without Augie here, which is why we're not doing a big thing.
Yeah.
This is just a chill show. Augie could not make it to the show this weekend, work being a thing.
Yeah, damn work. Responsibilities.
Work. Yeah. What the fuck, man?
When did we start paying attention to all these responsibilities?
I know. When did we start being adult and shit?
That's so dumb.
Oh, God. Anyway. So I figured we're just gonna chill. We're gonna talk about whatever. It's just me and Stevie in the studio, so
yeah,
we can literally do whatever the hell we want. Oh shit!
Hello Patreon.
Hello OnlyFans.
All right, we're switching straight over.
It's not even going to OnlyFans. It's so dirty. It's going on many vids. My goodness.
Whoa, I don't even know what that is. That's how dirty it is.
That's how dirty it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, so 5 years, man.
It was cool listening to the intro, knowing, like, because we obviously knew before you did that today was the 5-year anniversary, and then hearing that intro that your brother came up with.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Dr. Kerosene Letter.
Dr. Kerosene Letter.
Yes.
Yep, way back in the day.
Before he was a doctor.
We told him we were looking to come up with a podcast, and we were looking to come up with a tune that would play the beginning and ending of every. And my brother, Dr. Kerosene Letter, he wasn't a doctor then, but he sent us like a bunch of his incomplete songs that he'd come up with like riffs and things for, but hadn't actually put together into a song yet. And we were like, we listened to him and we were all in agreement. We were like, this one.
Yeah, but it took a little bit because you kept sending. There was like, try this one. Oh, now listen to this one. Now listen. I'm like, oh my God, there's like 7 of them here.
Yeah, there were a bunch, but there were a bunch in a row. But as soon as we heard the one, like we all knew, like we were so like, good. That is it.
It's perfect.
That is our song right there. And he was kind enough to let us use it for the past 5 years, and he even turned it into a full-fledged song. If you've ever been curious about where our tune comes from, you can find it. Kerosene Letter is the name of the artist, and the song is called Breaking Down.
It's so good. The whole song is
the song is epic. It's fantastic.
It's so cool because then like partway through you hear our quote unquote our intro, like. And it's like, oh, that's so awesome. You hear the rest of the song with, it's like, oh my God, dude.
It's so good.
It fucking hits so good.
And we can't not talk about the reason the podcast exists in the first place, of course, which is Hor-Hay.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Big ups. I was missing him earlier.
Yeah.
I did a PlayStation 2 episode of the GateLeapers.
Oh, shit.
Now, like, the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2, Hor-Hay and I shared, like, we played so many games on those two systems together. Like, and a big one was Concept.
Oh my God, that game.
Concept is basically like Magic the Gathering with collecting cards and building a deck, and Monopoly because you capture spaces. your monsters, your creatures go down on them, make the spaces cost more to pass through. And your opponents bring their own creatures to either try and take the space, or they have to pay you a toll. It's all very fun. It's a very good game. It's a very fun game. But the reason Hor-Hay and I took to it to a duck to water is because there was the ability to play co-op versus 2 AI players, or even if we were just feeling mean, it would be co-op versus 2 AI players who weren't on the same team. So it would be the 2 of us teaming up against 2 individual players not working together. So we'd invariably destroy them. Yeah, but we could handle our own if we teamed them up. It was more of a challenge then. But we used to play that way all the time. And I don't know if I've told you the story, but that is genuinely, Coldcept is one of the last games that Hor-Hay and I played together.
No shit.
Yeah. He came over, I think it was before he was starting to lose his eyesight, but he still had most of it. Yeah. And he came over and brought over Coldcept, and we played together for I don't know how many hours. And then he gave me his copy of it. He was like, here, man, take it. And I was like, all right, if you're sure. And that's a really special memory for me. Mm-hmm. Not only because it was like one of the things that we bonded in so strongly, and he thought it best that we like cap off that particular part of our, the thing we enjoyed so much, by playing this last game together. But he also gifted me his copy. And the best part, and this is the thing I love, is that your character and their deck are saved on your memory card, but you can make the AI play as them. Oh, no way. So I can still team up with Hor-Hay and destroy the enemies with our cards and decks. That's fucking cool, dude. Whenever I want. And it's great. It's the same thing with the wrestling game. With WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2006. You can literally set up myself, Hor-Hay, Stevie, Reluctant Butter, H-Bomb, the Corporate Assassin. Oh my god! Literally put all these people into the ring together and just watch us beat the shit out of each other. It's so good. We used to order food. Like we'd get pizza. And then we'd set up this match, and then we just let it play while we're sitting there eating, watching us beat the shit out of just each cheering. Other. Get up, you motherfucker! Don't let him hit you again! Pull off your finisher! Come on, Aaron! Come on, you can do it! So funny.
That was some of the best. The wrestling is great, and the fact that you still have again the card with everything on.
Well, I very wisely, and I don't, I'm not trying to give myself a compliment here, but very wisely, I decided that as soon as the PS3 memory card adapter came out, which would allow you to transfer your saves from your PS2 memory cards onto the PS3 hard drive. Oh shit! It didn't take long for someone to figure out how to connect that to a computer and save them on a desktop. Mm-hmm. I still have all those save files. They are still on the memory card, which, as far as I know, still works. But they are also on my computer, so I will not lose them.
Which is smart.
Like, I have them backed up.
So much so that you actually sent one to us and we put it on our Patreon, I believe, or our YouTube. I can't remember.
Well, we put the video up.
Yeah, the video.
I don't think we put the actual memory card.
No. The video of all of us beating out each other.
We did one random video. Now, the thing is, like, we did one random video of it to show on our Patreon for Patreon subscribers to watch us beating the shit out of each other.
And it's not us doing it again. This is like AI playing as us.
We were not playing. We were just watching. But it will turn out different every time. Like now, to be fair, Hor-Hay usually wins.
I mean, he's the biggest
motherfucker there. He's the biggest motherfucker there. He usually wins. Having said that, like, it depends on the match settings too, because if I turn on what was it? What's the term for when you give up? Like submission.
Yeah.
If I allow submission players to tap out, then Reluctant Butter wins a majority of the time because a lot of his moves were submission based.
Right.
Like, and that was an accident. Like, I was just trying to give him like
the moves he would use.
Tricky, like I envisioned his wrestling character, be like fast and tricky. Like, so I gave him a lot of quick or a lot of moves you wouldn't suspect, for things that would catch you off guard. And I was like, that's perfect. So it's interesting, but we can revisit it anytime, and like we'll get a different result every time. Like you never know who's gonna win. Half the time it's gonna be Hor-Hay, but you literally never know. It could be any of the others.
And that was half the fun. And you can still go back. That's the best part. You can still go back and still do it.
Yes.
And it's like all of us are still there. And that's, as we all get older, everybody starts to have more distance. It's the fact of life. You don't get as much time to hang out with your friends as you normally do. Even our friends now. Like, I haven't seen a lot of my friends. It was our friend's birthday yesterday or 2 days ago. H-bombs. So I sent him a message and I'm like, oh my God. And I forgot. He just bought a house.
Yeah.
And there's a Mexican restaurant. He's like, yeah, I'm going to the restaurant across the street. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot you bought a house. We don't talk as much as we used to, which sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, even though we're not always together, it's nice to be able to like, well, we could throw this on. And it almost is like we're all still cheering each other on, just watching this happen. It's the same thing with like Rock Band and shit.
Yeah.
Like
hockey.
Yeah, or hockey. God, yeah, because that's what we all did. Like, we all hung out and we played all these games. We had so many good memories of those games and good times. It's like you go back to it, it kind of rekindles it,
Yeah. But in a very real way, like this podcast from its inception has been about friendship.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, we wanted to preserve Hor-Hay's voice. Mm-hmm. We wanted to preserve his wit. Like, dude was one of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever met. Truth. Ever. And we wanted some record of that because he is so funny, but he would never get up on a stage.
No.
Like, he would never, like, I even asked him, I think when we were kids, I was like, have you ever thought about doing stand-up comedy? Because you're so damn funny. And he was just like, no, man, I'd get so nervous I wouldn't be able to talk. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah. Stage fright is real,
Right.
And for some people, it's impossible to get over, which I understand completely. But we had to have some way of saying, like, hey, world, this dude was fucking funny. So BFYTW grew from that.
And from also Pantsless Shorts, starting with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you really, that's the starting point.
Yeah,
that really was. I mean, aside from us friends hanging out, Pantsless Shorts was the actual real starting of BFYTW.
Of, trying to show off my friends and how funny they are. Although I feel like Pantsless Shorts is a little bit more egotistical. Like, I was trying to show off how funny I was.
Well, not really. I mean, no, I wouldn't even say that. I think you showed off how funny all of us were because we all had stuff.
We all wrote together. Like,
the writing was together. Collaborations always, because we're all like, oh, let's do it this way or whatever.
The It's Stevie about the fish.
Oh my God, the fish.
The fish episode, my God.
Keeps coming back to that fucking fish episode.
Well, to be fair, it's a perfect genesis of what we're talking about.
It is.
Like, most of those lines were Hor-Hay's idea.
Yes.
It was so goddamn funny. Like, we could barely get through that shoot. And I still it still makes me laugh hysterically to this day. So funny.
Oh God, yeah. I'll still go back to those every now and then. Every couple months, I'll go. I'm like, throw it on the Pantsless Shorts and just have them go.
Yeah.
And it's great seeing all, I mean, yeah, we're all fucking mad younger.
Yeah.
But the comedy, man, we are some funny fucks. Like,
yes,
no joke.
Yes, we are. We are absolutely some funny fucks. And we've been some funny fucks for 5 fucking years. It's still kind of mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. The journey to get here has been, like, insane. Like, it was just
starting out on a kitchen table in Hor-Hay's apartment with my one microphone that I used for streaming on my video games in the center of a table.
Yep. And
a hand recorder.
You can tell.
Oh no, we used a laptop first, didn't we?
Yeah, the sound quality has improved immeasurably.
Oh God, I hope so. If it hasn't, somebody's not doing their job correctly.
It's definitely improved substantially. We've gone all the way from that to having our own studio, which is nuts,
right? Like,
you did it. Like,
well, we all did it. We all did it, but it's crazy because
this was more you than the rest of us. This This was a lot you.
I would say
you pushed for this.
I have a problem that when I find something I like, I go like 180% into it. Like it's always the way I was. It's the way when I like to drink. Guess what? No, I smoke weed now, right? Yeah, there's so much weed.
180%.
Like no joke. But like when we got into the like we started the podcast at Hor-Hay's place, and we were all like, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like we are doing this. Like, and I'm like, all right, this is something like you put a lot of money and time into Pantsless Shorts and the YouTube channel and all the videos and all that, the equipment, the cameras, all that shit. And that was your baby, really. It was, and it still is. It's still out there, and I'm hoping that someday you will come back so we can do those again. I'm hoping there's hope. Maybe not much of it, but there's hope.
Sorry, YouTube sucks.
Yeah, right, it does. It fucking does. I can't stand it. Well, when we have our own server, it won't matter. Cancel Shorts on the server.
Just take them off YouTube. Just put them on our server forever.
Yeah, but great. At the time, we needed the upgrade, especially going from when Hor-Hay inevitably passed, after we took him to hospice and stuff. It's like, all right, well, we were doing this every single week in his apartment with him. Not only was it our time to hang out with the man and like have fun and be goofy and shit for a couple hours, that was our recording area too.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, when Hor-Hay passed, we had to find a new venue for one, and temporarily
we recorded out of your bedroom.
My 9x9 foot bedroom. No joke. I am not fucking exaggerating.
We squeezed into there.
It's a 9x9 fucking room I sleep in. They had an L-shaped desk and a fucking twin XL bed in it. Somehow the three of us still fit in there with those in there.
Yeah, it was wild.
Oh my gosh.
It was wild.
Yeah, and then obviously we had to do that, and I'm like, and it worked for a little while. And I'm like, we need something new.
And also, you needed your bedroom.
Yeah, I needed my bedroom back. Oh my gosh, and it would get so hot in there because again, no room, and there's no AC or something. In the AC, we couldn't really edit out at the time. Like there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then luckily we came to the decision of fucking spending some money on this bitch.
I think it was a brilliant move.
It was needed. At the very least for the show, it was 100% needed to allow us to do this in a comfortable atmosphere for the most part, and for me to have somewhere else to go besides my 9'9" room. So I have somewhere else to like get out of my fucking little house. But yeah, switching over here was cool. It was definitely a change, and the equipment upgrades throughout the years have helped. Dave Ottavino, again, back at Hor-Hay's apartment when we started.
Episode
15. He brought his own mics and a couple things.
Yeah.
And the quality adjustment from episode 1 through 14 to 15 alone was like
a massive jump.
Amateur podcast, semi-professional podcast. Like right the fuck there. And all it really was he just brought a couple mics. And we hooked him up to the laptop still. And like, it was crazy. Like his skill set.
Didn't he bring a mixer board too? I think
maybe he did bring a board. I can't remember. He might have.
I think so. I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah,
it was so long.
It's like 5 years ago. Who knows? And then luckily, or not luckily, my other podcast ended, the BS show, which was fine. That lasted fucking long as shit.
Right.
And they were done with their equipment, so I'm like, hey, we'll take some of that stuff.
If you're not using it anymore, I know some people.
Yeah, so we got lucky. We got lucky with a lot of the stuff we got. I'll give it with that. Just because the people we know had hand-me-downs, because that saved a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to save it because we're at about a good point to take our first break.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about the people and things we met and learned about along the way.
Oh my God, yes.
We'll come back right after this.
Interrupt this program to bring you a news blast.
Michael Jackson's ghost seen at a Yankees game.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, now with a shrimp in every bite.
Lil Uzi Vert's head diamond has been sold on the dark web.
Stories like this and more can be found at the Ever Trending Story, a podcast where we peruse the news and write a fun fictional story for you.
Find us wherever you download podcasts and follow us on the socials at Ever Trending Pod. And we are proud members of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hey, man. Welcome back. It's time for part 2 of our 5th anniversary BFYTW retrospective.
We didn't say celebration.
Nope. Retrospective. We're just looking back and enjoying all the things that got us here to 5 years of BFYTW.
So many.
And we met a lot of cool people and did a lot of crazy cool things along the way. Like, it's insane to think about that episode 7, fucking 7.
7?
We got voice actor David Hayter to be on the show.
Oh my god, you're right. I forgot. That was early?
Episode fucking 7. Literally, like, I was like, after that happened, I was like, this podcast is going to take the fuck off. Because if we got David Hayter to be on episode 7, like...
Right?
There's like, the sky's the limit. We're going to have Taylor Swift be on. We're going to have every fucking superstar. Tom Hanks will come do an episode. Like, it'll just be insane.
Oh my god, yes. We
Like,
get Tom Hanks and Wilson in this bitch. I'm in.
And the fact of the matter is, we haven't had anyone anywhere near as famous since.
No, probably not.
No, we talked about for a long time maybe getting Ralph Garman on for an episode or getting Kevin Smith on for an episode. That'd be a dream.
I gotta do that at some point.
Yeah, just gotta make it happen. But I mean, if anything, the David Hayter thing is a lesson of just ask.
Try.
Just ask. God. The worst they can do is say no.
Do the why not
ask.
thing.
Like, honestly. Like, I literally was like, hey, David Hayter, I see you're coming to Retro GameCon. That's in my backyard. Would you be down for doing, like, a 5-minute bit for my podcast? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Just bring it on down, and we'll take a little bit of time out and do it. Yeah. And I was like, all right, he's going to be the speed run portion of our show. And it's going to be all about the characters he played and things that he wrote. And I was like, fuck yeah. That was so much fun.
That was insane.
I was fucking nervous, but dude was an absolute gent and an absolute champ. I have nothing but love for David Hayter even to this day. Mm-hmm. He's still the only voice of Snake as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Kiefer Sutherland can suck it. Unless he wants to be on the
Stay in your lane.
Unless Kiefer Sutherland wants to be on the podcast, in which case his portrayal of Snake was epic.
But that's to be determined.
That is to be determined. If Kiefer Sutherland comes on the show, then I will admit that his portrayal was absolutely phenomenal.
He was the 24 guy, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I like that show. That was a good show.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was a good concept.
He was in a bunch of movies before then.
Yeah.
And then he did 24, which really made him like a massive icon. He's done a couple of things since then, but nothing as popular. So very clearly, he shouldn't have taken the role of Snake away from a beloved icon.
Maybe he should be on our show, to fix all his stuff up.
Yeah.
Come over
we
here.
can have you on. Come on, Kiefer.
We'll hook you up.
What you got to lose?
It'll be fun. The game. You're going to lose the game.
He's going to kick all our asses.
I know. Guess what? In 24 hours, you're all going to get your ass kicked. There's a countdown. Dun, dun. Fuck.
So that was an incredible episode. We did that episode with Defiant Monkey.
Yes, we did.
And
improv group.
Defiant Monkey.
Yes. Oh my god! And
they've done so many episodes of our silly little podcast, and they're all memorable.
Oh, they're so good. And then I love when we you set up the improv games with them because they are improv professionals.
They're absolute.
That's actually what they do.
Legends and royalty of improv. They're so damn good at what they do. That whenever I have them on, I try to include some kind of improv game because
it's worth it.
They're just going to destroy it, and they always do. They never let us down. I think the most recent one I can think of was the mini ep that we did in preparation for episode 200.
Yes.
We did because we had them on for episode 200, but to fill in the time between episode 200 and like we were 197 or something.
One off or two off, yeah.
Yeah, we did a mini app with them, which was basically like 2 games. And one of the games was an improv game. And that was the Who, What, and Werewolf.
Oh my god, I couldn't, my brain broke.
Who, What, and Why Wolf. And Stevie just broke. And just completely broke and could not could not utter a word.
I blue screened, man. I know Joe error blue screen. Bing. I'm just like,
but Andy, the professional he was,
so
just carried the scene, and Augie just went with him, and it was magic. It was absolute magic. I will never forget that as long as I live. They've also done a bunch of episodes of NFYTW.
Yes.
Which is quote unquote like our sister show, sort of.
we have our own sister show.
It's basically, NFYTW, if you haven't heard, is basically a homage of Actually.
Yes.
But it is also kind of a reversal of our show in that, usually our guests and Stevie and Augie are saying things and I'm constantly telling them, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Now it's their turn to do the same to me. So I have a stack of statements, each of which is false in some way. And they just have to guess which one is false. We've had a lot of fun playing that game, not only with Defiant Monkey and Sam and Sarah.
Yes.
But we've also played it in Philadelphia.
Philly. We did play in Philly.
With
yes.
2/3 the Ultra Hope Girls and Sarah. And that was a lot of fun.
That was a riot.
That was ridiculous fun. Despite the fact that we were trying to wrangle, we basically fully set up our podcast recording setup,
and I forgot stuff
in their living room, and at one point the buzzers on the controllers stopped working. I'm like, oh my god! As far as technical issues, that episode was a nightmare.
Oh god!
But in terms of content, oh my god,
brilliant episode.
Absolutely loved it.
It was so much fun, and the ladies were awesome. Like holy crap!
Speaking of so much fun. I can't help but bring up episode 64, which was our very first TaskMaster episode.
The first one.
The very first one, where Hor-Hay was the TaskMaster.
That was brilliant. I love all of it.
All of it. That was an epic episode from start to finish, but I will never forget, as long as I live, asking you to come up with a single adverb. Everybody else had to do like 4 nouns, 3 verbs, 2 adjectives. Stevie just had to come up with 1 adverb. That was his only job.
That's it.
And I swear to God, if you listen carefully in the background of that task, you can hear me losing my mind at how funny this fucking is. Like, because I'm losing my shit. Like, Stevie's coming up with adverbs and then second guessing himself.
I'm not good with English.
Stevie's Googling adverbs and then second guessing Google.
Like this isn't right. Google's wrong. Let me search up something else.
Legitimately one of the funniest things anyone has ever put to tape. I swear to God.
I need to cut that out and make that a TikTok is what I need to do.
Yes. When I listen to that part of that episode, I am crying with laughter. Every single time. Because I'm not alone. Everybody else who saw that for the first time.
When we did it live.
Hor-Hay had tears streaming down his face. He was laughing so hard. Oh my god, it was so good. So good.
Fuck. I love Taskmaster was probably one of my favorite episodes ever to do.
Hell yeah.
It really was. Because
that was incredible.
There's so much to it. There's a lot of,
it was a lot of work.
There's so much preparation. There's more preparation than there is actual game show, for one. There's 100%. And opposed to any other game, I think that one probably has the most preparation ahead of time.
It requires the most effort of anything that we've done. Like, even the things like, Jerk Fest and stuff like that, I can usually get everything ready in about a week. Taskmaster takes about a month in advance to do all that stuff because I have to record everybody's tasks individually.
Without them knowing, too.
So nobody else knows what anybody else has done. So that it's a surprise to them when they see their friends and, their competitors doing absurd or sometimes brilliant shit. And redoing Taskmaster for the second time. For our 100th episode?
I think it was 100th, yeah.
Yes,
and we did it live.
And we did it live.
In front of an audience. Yeah.
Which was...
awesome.
Scary.
I fucking love audiences.
Scary, but damn if it didn't keep the energy in the room. Like, And we got laughs. Like when you
Like,
have, we didn't have a huge audience. We had maybe 20 people.
25 at the most. And
Yeah.
I'm saying people who might have stopped in while we were doing shit.
Yeah, but they were laughing.
They were good. And
Like-
hearing that.
Like that was huge.
Mhm.
And that show, while it didn't have as many as iconic a moment
Right.
as Stevie
That's my adverb.
adverbs, still was a lot of fun. Absolute joy showing people the video of these things for the first time. Sarah's Babraham Lincoln.
That was amazing. Oh my God. See, I got to go back and watch these again. Jesus, it's so good. I just remember if Augie was here, he would re-stress the same stress pretty much that I had that day. So the live show, we performed that at Casual Dragon.
Yeah,
in
Casual
Lockport, New
Dragon
York. They were
Games.
cool, awesome
in their
people.
basement. They were awesome about it.
Amazing.
They gave us the room for free.
Yeah,
they
which
didn't
was-
charge us anything.
Whoa,
which
holy
was
crap.
massive.
That blew my mind. I'm like, they're going to let us do this for free? Because I was like, all right, it's going to be, we have to rent it. This is fine. I'm okay with this. This
we
will be worth
were
it.
looking for a cheap place that
Yeah.
we could rent, maybe $100. We just get it and do a quick 2-hour show and then pack up and we're gone. But a lot of the places wanted like
They want a few $100.
$500, I think, was the highest.
Yeah, because I was going to take the town building. I was like, oh, I'll rent the building from the
For
town.
just
and
a couple of hours. Like,
I'm like,
damn,
that's not happening.
holy shit!
But it was nice. Like, they were awesome about everything. They gave us everything we needed.
Yeah.
And, like, we got there, I think, 2.5, almost 3 hours prior to showtime.
Yep.
Because I set up all the electronics and shit. So I'm like, and I am very adamant about my shit has to be in order. Like, everything has to be perfect or
Yeah.
it's going to
And
fuck
thank
up.
God we did, because we were still hammering out
soundbar.
issues at the very last minute.
But it was funny. Like, I think it was like an hour and 10 minutes until showtime. And I'm freaking because I still have like 2 more things to set up. And Augie's like, and we're outside. I'm smoking joints. Like, I am chain smoking joints at this point. Like, no joke. I lit a joint. Him and I are smoking it. I grab another one. And like, no, I'm stressing the fuck out. I don't have enough time to get all this set up. And now I got to do sound check. And he's like, you have 2 more things to do. And you need sound check, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, we don't have this much time. He's like, you got an hour and 20 minutes, not 20 minutes or some shit. And I'm like, oh. So then I proceeded to sit down on the curb and smoke my joint.
Yeah.
And I'm
He
like,
relaxed a little bit
Oh
when
my
he found out
God.
he actually had more time than he thought he
yeah.
did.
I'll tell them the military did one thing right. They make you so anxious about being prompt and on time about shit that it fucks with you hard. It always has. Like, and everybody says it who was in. It's like, yeah. It gives you such anxiety, like you can eat your ass beat if you're late. Like, holy crap. But it, like, I loved it. Like, that was the only stressor. And even then, like, when Augie pointed out, there's no stress because you got time. It's like, oh.
Relax, children.
Yeah. And even Augie, he said the most stress he had was trying to be up in front of the people. And I'm like, yeah, but once he got up there and things were going and people were laughing, he's like, I loved it. Like, he liked it. It's just that initial, okay, let's get that first laugh out there. If we get that first laugh out there, we're golden. And we got it so early. Which was
so
nice.
quick.
It's like,
So
okay,
quick.
cool. Casual Dragon. Yeah, but yeah, that was the live Taskmaster. That was amazing. We haven't done a Taskmaster since then.
Nope,
So we wanted
I
to
am
wait.
saving it for episode 300.
Yeah. So big plans, people.
Because I
300.
want to do... My goal is to do a multi-episode thing. So
okay.
basically episode 298 would be Taskmaster Part 1. Episode 299 would be Part 2. And then 300 would be the finale. The player with the highest score over all 3 parts would be the total winner.
Awesome.
So it'd be like a mini series, a mini season
like
of Taskmaster. Where it's not just the person who wins the show, just
Right.
instantly wins. Like, I wanted there to have that same feeling of like an actual season of Taskmaster where you're seeing the best person over the course of the thing.
It's not just like, oh, I had a good day this day.
Yeah,
And then
like,
you win it.
like the tasks lean towards one person, they automatically win. Like, it's just not necessarily fair. And also, it'd be more impressive to win that way. you
True.
know? And we want to also have like an actual trophy. It's something we've talked about, the Hor-Hay International Trophy or whatever. I can't remember what we called it. The Hor-Hay Memorial Trophy, or I don't remember the name we came up with, but it should definitely be named after him because he was our first Taskmaster. He was the actual Taskmaster of that first
The
episode.
OG, man.
Yeah. Well, we've gotten about halfway through some of the special things and episodes we did. We still have a bunch more to go over.
Yeah, we do.
But let's take another break, and when we come back, we will finish up our 5th anniversary retrospective. See you in a moment.
Hey there, I'm Dave, the host of Beer in Front. Sometimes the beer in front of you is the best one yet. I'll talk about some old school beers that maybe you've forgotten about, some new beers that have the potential to be a classic. I'll also talk to various people around the beer world and get their stories all about beer. That's Beer in Front, and it's available on all of your favorite podcast apps.
Oh, you got me. You got me, you bastard.
That was fun.
It was genius. It was literal genius.
Hi, I'm Augie.
For those who aren't Patreon members, because Augie's not here, Stevie's now doing the countdown, whereas Augie used to go 5, 4, 3, and then silence. Stevie this time chose to just go 3. Because I knew exactly what he meant, but the fact of the matter was, he just literally just said the one number, and then pure silence just sent me into, like, I started laughing immediately, but the music's playing, so I can't laugh out loud, so I'm just kind of like, just holding it in, like, you bastard.
Yes.
5 years. 5 years of this.
And he still comes back every week. I don't fucking know why. You masochist.
I'll tell you why. Like, we've done so many cool things.
Holy fuck.
I can't even. I'm gonna leave some out, guaranteed.
We all. I mean, it's because there has been so much. I know 5 years doesn't seem. I mean, okay, it seems like a lot, and it doesn't at the same time.
Right.
Because most people, when you do 5 years, it's like, well, it's 5 years with breaks here between this. We take vacation, this. Mm-hmm. We did 5 years consistently. We haven't had a single week in those 5 years without an episode of BFYTW come out.
Yeah.
So it's been constant. So there's always going to be shit. I mean, definitely ones I can't remember, but let alone things we're going to miss.
Yeah.
Like, I know we talked about the TaskMasters, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to the list?
I do. In fact, I'm glad you brought that up, because the very next thing I was going to say was we've already talked about the Ultra Hope Girls. Let's talk about their episode list, because
the very first game, right?
That
we ever did?
No. We played the list before that.
Did. We did it once.
We played it with Hor-Hay at least twice. The first time there was a winner, we did it with... we did one episode with, I believe, Defiant Monkey, and this was back in show number 59.
Oh, wow.
This is the first episode of the list. And Defiant Monkey and you guys won, like, I think $50 for charity.
Cool.
Which is pretty much about the amount I was expecting. Second time we played was Revenge of the List, which was episode 63.
Yes.
Now, this was an unusual one, because usually the list is played with a team of 5 players. However, this time there was just you, Hor-Hay, and Augie.
Oh, yeah.
So instead, what I did was I gave your team 2 extra lives that could be used or spent or gotten back to use for the final list. But sadly, you guys banked about $25, and the final list was about Clue Master Edition, which none of you guys really knew all that well.
We barely knew regular Clue, let alone Master Edition Clue.
So they sadly lost that episode. So our third episode of the list was episode 81, or it should have been, I think it should have been like 79.
Right.
But we recorded with the Ultra Hope Girls, and we've told this story before. It was an absolutely intense episode.
So
like,
awesome.
In terms of gameplay, it was perfect. They had banked over $100, which was the highest amount we'd banked to that point. And the final list, everybody was present. There was all 5 players. They got it down to just 1 entry left, but Stevie, I think, was the last person out.
Yeah.
He got it wrong, which left just Maddie to get it right. And the list was elements in the periodic table that have the same 2-letter code as state zip codes or state abbreviations.
Abbreviations, yeah.
And the last one left was neodymium, and
God.
she said North Dakota.
Yes.
So hoping it was ND for neodymium, and she was right.
Yes.
And if she'd gotten it wrong, that would have been it. Nobody would have gotten anything. That was literally their last chance, and she got it right. And the room exploded.
Fucking cheers.
We lost our
everything.
shit.
It was nuts.
Yeah, it was so exciting.
Oh, so cool.
And then we finished the show. We said thank you to the Ultra Hope girls.
They did an amazing job. We appreciate all they did.
Yep. I said, yep, I look forward to listening to that. And I'm going to go home. And I got home, and Stevie called me, which is something he rarely does.
Yeah.
He called me. He's like, man,
fucking upset.
We lost that whole episode. Like, you can hear us, but you can't hear any of the Ultra Hope girls at all.
If anything, there was like a muffled thing, but it didn't sound like voices. It was so bad.
That was so honest to God heartbreaking.
Like,
I was like,
oh my God. I don't even know. I do the editing, obviously. So I'm there. I transfer all the files over. It's on my computer. And I'm just like, that's weird. These wavelengths look strange. Whatever. I'll raise it when I get in there. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And the whole time I'm like, I must have grabbed the wrong file. I'm thinking, I must have grabbed the wrong file. I'm like, this is the only file. What the fuck? And I'm like, shit, I got to call Aaron.
So I immediately got on the horn with the Ultra Hope girls, and I apologized. We made the decision that even though we didn't have an episode to air, we were going to honor their win
100%.
and still pay the charity what they want. They played for Child's Play.
That's what it was. Child's Play charity. Yeah.
So we went ahead and we made the donation, and we were like, we're very sad about this, and we want to do it again. So as soon as the three of you are available to do this again, let us know. And they're like, well, if you give us a couple weeks, we'll come right back. So episode 81 is the actual episode of the list that the Ultra Hope girls are on that you can actually listen to. And to make things even more insane, this game went even further.
Yes.
Like, they wound up, I think, the final tally for that episode alone was $275.
It was so much.
That's over half the maximum possible. The maximum possible is 500. Like, we didn't want to do any more than that. They got 275, which is 2 complete lists and a third almost complete list.
Yeah.
Like,
it was that the one we had the Air Force ranks?
You had the Air Force ranks. You would have gotten all of them.
I was like, oh no.
But Marin jumped in and denied one of your correct answers, unfortunately. But that
didn't matter.
That didn't matter. You guys had $275.
Oh, so good.
That
cheering when we heard the winning of that one was louder than the previous episode.
I wish it had been as exciting though. Yeah. It did not come down to the wire. There were 3 people still in when Maddie gave the final answer yet again, because she's a queen. She knows what she's doing. She's so fucking smart. And so they won $275 combined with the $106 from the previous episode.
Yeah.
Was the biggest payout we've ever had on our show, $381. Now, I don't know if that's technically true anymore because we did episode 200, which wasn't a higher payout on our part, but I think in terms of total payout.
Yeah, people matching.
Because what happened was episode 200, if you haven't listened, was another charity game show, but this time we did 3 game shows in one. We did the Toker's Wild, which we got to do it. We got to do again.
That was so much
I was
fun.
thinking we should do that again with the GateLeapers because they have not done the Toker's Wild
That would be fun.
yet, and that would be
That'd be a riot with them.
And then we did our first ever. It was our first ever episode of the Toker's Wild. Yeah. It was our second episode of Take Your Chances.
Yeah, Take Your Chances.
Because we did our Press Your Luck homage. Previously live at
Lilcon in Lockport. Yeah, at the hotel. That was fun. That was another live audience. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that was our second live audience show. And finally we wrapped it up with our the return of the list, which we hadn't done in over 100 episodes. Like we did one episode of the list with Lauren from Beard Owl and John.
Yep.
And they played a hell of a game too. Along with Erin from
Bicoastal?
Bicoastal, yeah.
And
yes,
or On the Lanai.
Yes.
The Golden Girls. Have you listened to it?
I have not listened to the second episode
good.
yet. I listened to the first episode.
Second one's game show is awesome.
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm not going to say everybody, if you like the Golden Girls and love 4 women who are freaking hilarious, check out On the Lanai. It's only 2 episodes out now, but I think they banked 5. It's awesome.
We're jumping all over the place. But that's okay. So the Ultra Hope list is still available, episode 81. It's incredible. Go give it a listen. But we also can't talk. We just brought up Aaron, so we can't we can't not talk about the trip to New Jersey.
Right, I know, man. I'm freaking waiting
We
for
met
this.
so many other podcasters. We met CJ for the first time in the flesh.
DJ Xanthus.
Xanthus.
Bridget from Long Island.
We met his then partner Rico. We met what's his name? The dude who did YouTube Cine something?
Cinesnob.
Not
Or no,
Cinesnob.
not Cinesnob.
Seaman something.
Yep, Seaman. I can't remember what his thing is.
I can't. Yeah,
I was just on it yesterday. I was watching his videos.
Damn it.
Seaman's videos.
We met Bridget from Long Island. We met Aaron.
Yup.
We met so many cool people.
My Air Force buddy came out to I haven't seen in like
Hell
15 years.
Broom.
Yep.
Yep.
Broom just like drove
Just
cross
showed
country to hang out. It's like, I'll drive out there, whatever.
And we did like on the spot, more or less. Like we did a massive,
That was fun as fuck.
like 13-person show.
Yeah.
Like 10 contestants, me and Stevie, so 12 people, but
Right.
still, like it was a massive undertaking, but we figured out how to do it in a way that wouldn't
I don't know how that worked.
keep people waiting.
I don't know. Like it
we
worked so
did
well.
it. We did it really smart. We
Yeah.
were like, we need to have one person ready and one person on deck,
Yep.
so that whenever the next person's turn is, they can just hop into the next seat and go. Like it won't take long to switch between people. So we just did it really smartly. And that episode was a ton of fun too, because I got to write a ton of trivia on
Everything.
whatever movie they came up with.
Princess
like,
Bride.
what-
You had
some
Sinatra stuff.
Fantastic choices.
Like it was crazy, and that was a lot of fun because again, yeah, it was the first time a lot of us met each other face to face.
Mexigun.
Mexi was and his
Mexigun
wife
was
yep,
there.
Yep,
And his
drove.
wife, they were
Yep.
fantastic.
Yep. It was
And then
so
we
many
went out to
people.
dinner together. That dinner was so good. Was so much fun.
With the big dinner or the first night?
The big one.
Oh, the big one. Yeah.
The first night was good too.
The first night
with the music accompaniment playing at fucking Applebee's.
We all went to Applebee's.
With musical accompaniment. Where the fuck is this?
That was fun. That was fun as fuck. I don't care. Like, that was great. We took up like
we
3
did have
tables.
fun. We
They had
did have fun
requests.
for sure.
That was
But-
dueling pianos, right?
Something like that.
Was
yeah.
it? Yeah, and you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
request music and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we went out to after the show the next night or whatever. We did the show. We rented a couple rooms at this motel. One room was just our show room, and then we all went to this really fancy place that I heard about from. I think it was Xanthus. I think he's the one that told us about the place or somebody. I looked up fancy places,
Mhm.
and we went to dinner for 4 hours.
Yeah.
We were at dinner forever.
We shut that place down.
We did.
Like, we had so much fun, and we just never left.
Champagne. We popped some champagne up in that bitch.
It was
that was awesome.
fantastic. It was
That was a
fantastic.
good time.
That was probably
ju-
my favorite trip.
And just to meet all those people. And again, Mexi, like our biggest fan from day one, back in the Pantsley short stage, before
Yeah,
BFY was
way
even a
back in
thing.
the day.
He was one of our fans, man, from Texas. Dude's
he would-
amazing. And then his
It's-
music
is-
becomes part of our show.
yeah, it becomes part of our show.
All the
permanently.
intros, like
Yeah.
dude is amazing. He had an album come out recently too. It's like the people we get to connect with is just the best ever. Like that's the real true take into this. Is all the people we get to actually connect, become friends with, and the experiences there.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, CJ alone, we've had a lot of fun
Goddamn.
with him.
Oh yeah, all the time. He brought the Metallica whiskey.
Yep.
That
Yep.
shit was cool.
And he's his scheme of just never winning.
Oh
It's
my
just-
gosh, this poor guy.
It's so funny. It's so funny that we kind of have to keep it going now, but it feels unfair.
Yeah, I can't believe he hasn't won a show yet.
I know.
He's been on so many times.
I know.
Like it had to be over. Has to be. I know it's over 5.
Yeah.
It has to be. God.
But speaking of winning,
Yeah.
we also have to talk about two British people who have made such a huge impact on our show.
Yes.
Colin Meggs
Mm-hmm.
and Crunchie.
Yes. Love you two fools so much, man.
I believe actually Colin Meggs was on our show first.
Yes.
Or at least we did a created show of his that he sent in for us to do, I think. There's a show called Magnificent.
Yeah.
I think it's still in the a magnificent episode.
Yep.
Yep. It's way back in show 92. I believe he just sent us the things. We didn't actually have him on until I think like episode 120 something or other.
That long?
Yeah, we had our first like fan episode. I'm hoping to pull it up here. Right. The fan show celebration was episode 128. And that was the show we had Mexi and Colin on. And when I tell you, that was so much fun. Like, as a person on the internet, it's always a little scary to meet your fans.
Right.
But I mean, Mexi.
I remember
Mexi was
nervous.
So I'm always nervous about that. But Mexi was so fucking cool, just unstoppably cool, and just ever so gracious. And what an awesome dude, honestly.
Like the fact that he grabbed his entire family to come out to meet us for one.
I know.
But then he's constantly giving us all this stuff for like the show and ideas, and then he does all the music for us. And just being online chatting with this dude, like he's such a caring and loving person, man. Like it's insane. You don't get that everywhere.
He legitimately very lucky to have him as a fan and a friend. And same goes for Colin Meggs, 1,000%.
Yeah, I've known Colin for a bit prior to this, I think. Yeah, prior to BFY.
I had never met him or talked to him before, and then he starts sending us stuff for the show, and
it's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
So brilliant.
He's so funny, and we're like, fuck it, let's have him on, and he's even funnier. Like it's just like, dude is genius. Like Colin, you are absolutely delightful and hilarious, and we love you, and Donna too, because you're both great human beings. And it's been a delight working with you.
I'll tell you right now, my favorite thing about Colin is every time he calls in, he calls us something. And it's like every time. It's because let's pull back the curtain, everybody. I don't listen to voicemails before we do the show. I throw them on the board and hope that I look at the waves real quick to make sure, okay, this should be the right volume. And then we put them on, and we do live reactions as we're doing them. Like, we try not to. And every time, dude, he cracks me the fuck out when he does that. It's so damn funny. Like, goddamn. Hold on. Let me see if that thing's on here real fast, because if it is.
Hello, you fun-filled fuck nuggets.
Hello, you fun-filled fuck nuggets.
Oh, this is the compilation. That was only two. There's only two for that it's a compilation of two? There was like 6 more of them on there, I swear to God. Did something happen?
Of a compilation.
Okay. Well, that 2 compilation, and that was Tallyman Todd was the other one on there. So thank you, Todd, for calling in back then too. Fuck, I thought it was more. My bad.
And of course, like I said, we have to talk about Crunchie.
Yes, Crunchie.
Crunchie came on to do, we did a pub quiz with him. It was our very first episode with Crunchie. And that was just ridiculous amounts of fun, and just a joy. I do love pub quizzes. I don't get to do them very often. Well,
you're usually the quiz master for 90% of our games.
Yeah, pretty much. So
99%.
Getting to actually sit back and play is very fun,
right?
And I enjoy that very much. And Crunchie makes that possible because he is a fellow games master, and he's so good at it. And aside from his pub quizzes, he had for my birthday. It was the magnificent episode. I'm trying to find it right now. It was my birthday episode. It was the big fat quiz.
My God, yeah.
It's Big Fat BFYTW. It was show 169. And we he did it like an episode of Big Fat Quiz of the Year. And we had 3 teams. It was you and Augie.
Yep.
And it was Crunchie and it was sorry, not Crunchie. It was Mexigun and Colin, and it was me and CJ.
I think so.
Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus Cocklander. Yeah.
And that was absolutely hilarious. Like everybody's wrong answers were hysterical, and it was genuinely a very fun quiz to play. So I'm always grateful when Crunchie comes because I always know I can relax a little bit because I know he'll do a great job of just running the show. So, I mean, I'm just saying it now. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow and you need somebody to replace me, I think Crunchie's an excellent choice.
I mean, I'll write it down so that we have it. Get Crunchie if Erin passes.
You have my permission. You have my permission.
Awesome.
Crunchie would be
I got you.
He'd be amazing. How would he not be amazing? He'd be brilliant.
He's always impressed me when he comes on. Because, he came on for his birthday the last 2 times to host.
Yeah.
And then he does the research. He does all of it. And he gets it all set up perfectly. He even does our outro at the end of the show. Crunchie did our outro, man. He even did, the Patreon shit at one point.
He had it nailed.
It was great.
He had it nailed.
It's awesome.
And I feel it only appropriate to bring up frequent contributors to the show and just general joys to be around. Russ and Lauren from the Infectious Groove YouTube channel.
Yes.
And the Beard Owl podcast. Oh my God.
So much fun to hang with.
Lauren's love of game shows makes them pretty much my first choice whenever I come up with a new game show. So they've literally played everything we've done. They've done the list. They've done pole position. They've done...
I keep forgetting about pole position.
Yeah, so do I.
Damn it.
It's unfortunate because pole position is a perfect game show for a podcast.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
Because it does not require any visual elements at all. It's easy to follow for the listener. It's just it's very simple multiple choice trivia for the most part. So people can play along listening at home. There's literally nothing wrong about this for a podcast. So it's perfect. But we haven't done it in a while. But they were the first ones to play it. They did that. They did Toger's Wild. When our first episode of Toger's Wild, they also did a mini up with us, which was absolutely hysterical. We did a music episode with them.
Oh, that was fun.
Music episode was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Was that the one where I had Arnold Schwarzenegger singing lyrics to 80s songs?
Oh my God. Yes, you did.
That was one of my favorite things I've ever done.
Because we all did the Arnold voice towards...
That is one of my favorite things I've ever done. And finally, I feel I would be remiss if I did not. Of course, I've already kind of mentioned them. The GateLeapers have added a lot to our show since they came into our lives. Not just from having us on their shows multiple times and continuing to do so, but also coming on to play all of the insane shit that we've come up with. They've done an episode of Pole Position themselves, which Matt won, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah,
we did an episode of their show.
That was great.
We did an actual GateLeapers episode on BFYTW to try and convince our listeners to go give them a listen and see if you enjoy them too, because they do brilliant, fun things like the stuff we do, which is why we call them our sister show. But we've had loads of incredible guests. We've had Doza from the Doza Project.
Amazing, yeah.
We've had
Furmug and all that.
Kyla and Kacey have done a bunch of episodes. We did the political episode.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I can't remember their names.
From the Muck?
Yeah, from the Little Muck podcast. They were great. Man, we've
had so many guests. We've done a lot.
We've done so many things, and there's still a lot I want to do.
Oh, 100%.
There's still...
You look from where we started. Seriously, one microphone,
just
3 people at a table.
Sitting around a table, bullshitting.
Yeah.
Playing silly...
Just playing fucking trivia games and shit.
Silly panel show style games.
Trying to figure out what's in Aaron's box.
Oh my God!
The box!
I forgot about what's in Aaron's box!
Yes! That was oh my God. There's so much we've done in those 5 years. I mean... And luckily enough to get Patreon going, to have a following there. Everybody on our Patreon.
Hang on. We can't not explain that.
The box? No, I want them to go back and listen. Figure it out for yourself.
For anyone who doesn't know, we used to play a game called What's in Aaron's Box.
We got shut down by the FCC. Now we can't play it anymore because it was all visual.
In the early episodes, I'd say from episode 1 to 50 or so,
yeah,
that would be our standard tiebreaker. if the show ever ended in a tie, they would have to play What's in Aaron's Box to determine the winner.
It was so good.
And it quickly devolved into insanity.
Yes.
To the point where we literally couldn't play it anymore.
No.
The game had been literally ruined.
We destroyed, like, it's like, okay, we just can't do it. We could probably do it with Augie once or twice.
Yeah, we could probably get away
Bring it back.
with new players who have never played it before, probably
That
get
could be
away with it a
fun.
few times. But you and Hor-Hay had just literally destroyed any semblance of gameplay, was gone.
Yeah.
It just devolved into the two of you driving each other crazy.
Pretty much.
Until I was like, will one of you please make a choice?
Just pick it.
Just pick a goddamn box, please.
But yeah,
Good
I
times.
love that shit. But it's been great. The last 5 years have been amazing. I don't want to stop. I not only find this fun and relaxing and therapeutic, and also an archive of our lives.
It has enriched my life at the same time that it's
stressed it.
No, not. I don't get stressed from this.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, like maybe if I'm rushing last minute to put a show together, there might be a little bit of stress.
Right.
But for the most part, I'm enjoying myself even putting together the stuff for the show, because I'm like, I'm already imagining in my head the insane things that you and Augie are going to say. And I'm never right. I'm never right.
Neither are we. But yeah, no, it's true. Like, even those, like today, like, I got to get all this edited tonight, so the video's up tomorrow morning. Like, and even then, I'm like, I enjoy editing it because I get to go back and listen to all this goofy ass shit we just did, and it's always been fun. And I seriously don't want to ever stop this. I mean, aside from us doing this and bonding over all these years, the people and the things that we've experienced that we never would have, if we didn't do this. Like, think of all. I'm not even like the Jersey trip, the live shows we've done, the people we've brought in here to do this stuff, the people we've even connected to online that we haven't brought in yet, and then the plans for the future, man. Like, there's so much left of BFY that could be happening, and I don't see it ending anytime soon.
No,
not
anytime soon. And that just leaves the last person for me to highlight, which is you,
me,
sir.
No, don't highlight me. Highlight all of us, if anything, man. Not
Stevie,
me. No.
You are the heart and soul of this podcast, sir. And I feel very much like a large part of the reason why people keep coming back, is because of you and what you bring, not only to the show, but to our community. Because you genuinely, like, you are genuinely like the focal point of a lot of people who are fans of our show. Like, I wouldn't know CJ if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't know Erin. I wouldn't know Colin, you know. A lot of these people are people you've brought on board to say, hey, come listen to our insanity. And I'm a part of it, and if you like me, you'll like this.
I mean, okay, I'll give you that. I am insane. If they like insanity, they like this. But no, I truly do appreciate it.
But you
that,
work
man.
your ass off for this.
I try.
You put together, like I said at the start of the show, you put together our studio, the shed. This was all you. Like, I asked,
and Augie too. And
Augie did a lot of work,
to
to help for sure. But I know that a large part of this came out of your pocket.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, okay, yeah. It did. And you know what? I would do it again and again and again and again.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah, dude.
You are a driving force.
Well,
and I don't think we could do this without you.
Well, it goes without saying. The same with you. Without you, our games master, our trivia man, like, dude, we can't have BFY without you here to, for one, wrangle us together so we go in the right direction, but two, to give us the content we need so that we can keep going forward.
Yeah.
You know, man? Hey, love you, brother. Fucking love you.
Hell yeah. All right. That's enough sucking each other's dick. We need to stop.
Yeah, we got to turn the camera off for the rest of that.
Right. That's for OnlyFans.
Yep.
Or many bits.
I'm not saying if you search for us, you won't find us. I'm just saying if you do, give us a like. That's it. Just give us the like, man.
That's all. Just show a little appreciation.
Fuck yeah.
For the fellatio. Thank you for listening to this and any other episode of BFYTW. We probably wouldn't have gone 5 years if it weren't for our listeners who have cheered us on every step of the way, or even gone so far as to throw their money at us on patreon.com/BFYTW, like these incredible human beings: William M., Kacey S., the GateLeapers, Jeramey F., Aaron S., David M., Bridget from Long Island, Dave A., Kristin F., Justin B., Donna M., Mexigun, Crunchie, M. Blade, and Crystal D. Thank you so much to them for supporting us with their money. You know, it's so generous, and we turn around and we use that to create more and more awesome game shows and charity shows and all sorts of fun stuff that we wouldn't get to do without you. You know?
So seriously.
And to the people who've listened to any of our shows over the past 5 years, thank you so much. It means the world to us that you enjoy the incredibly silly shit that we get to do on a weekly basis. And it means the world to us to be able to do it and to continue to do it for another 5, 10, or even 15 years. Fuck it.
Let's do it.
I'll be 64, but fuck it.
Fucking ain't. Let's do it. No, fuck. We'll be the oldest podcasters. We're going to get Guinness World Record for oldest podcast.
OG podcaster. Got it.
Old guys
I'm
podcaster.
in. Old guys. Because I forgot.
Yes.
You can follow me on the social media at Pants Aaron. You can follow Stevie at
Midnight Smoke.
You can follow the show at BFYTW Podcast. You can follow Augie, although he's not here today, at AuggieDoggy08. You can send us emails at BFYTWpodcast@gmail.com. If we like your email, we'll read it live on the show.
Yeah.
You can also leave us voicemails, which we will play live on the show, whether we've listened to them or not.
Because we are that kind of podcast.
You can literally say anything you want.
Yeah.
We will play it.
Fucking try it. See what happens.
I mean, we might edit it out if you suck. But, you know, our listeners don't suck.
No,
so
they're awesome.
I don't think it's
We'll
gonna
play
be an
whatever the
issue.
fuck they say. I don't give a shit. Look at the title, bitches.
Speaking of, for 5 years and for now, that's going to be it from us. Why? Because fuck you. That's why.
Fucking 5 years.
It felt appropriate to
It did,
do it.
right? It did. Like,
Gentle.
I like that. Oh, that's,
Let's fuck man. That's why.
congratulations on 5 fucking years, sir.
5 years!
5 fucking years. God damn.